Hopefully we will be getting ready here in just a second. This has taken quite a second. Once Alden says he's ready. Alright, now it looks like we are finally doing the countdown. And they should be off here in a second. Looks like Alden is off and JT not far behind. Well, not far behind on starting. Alden's stream is being paused so we can sync up the timers, and they are now synced. JT finishing with the 370. I can't really see Alden's time, so I'm not 100% sure. But I assume that he probably finished with a 380 as well. And both players are now in 1-2. And both runners nailing the Koopa jump. And both runners nailing the pipe jumps. So, oh, but Alden going for mushroom. As jtknott heads into 4-1. And we will probably see Alden getting a mushroom here. And we do. So it looks like Alden will be taking a slightly different fire route to the game. But it's still a fire route nonetheless. So 4-1 gets a little bit more interesting throughout the run. Because now Alden has to grab a power-up in 4-1, whereas JT just has to run through where it's a pretty easy level. You just gotta not jump into the piranha plants. And they're both heading into 4-2 now. Looks like JT will be taking a slightly safer 4-2 route. And Alden taking a route where you kind of slide through the floor to get a higher X position. And JT finishing with a 353, and I still can't see Alden's. But I'm sure it was around a 352 or so. It looks like JT will be going for pipe jumps. And he unfortunately dies on the second pipe jump. So that will put Alden a little bit ahead. As Alden's just cruising along through 8-1. When you have fire, 8-1 becomes like a walk in the park, because as you can see, he can just easily shoot down all the Koopas and the piranha plants. So he is pretty much done with 8-1 now, as jtknott is about in the halfway point, or a little farther than the halfway point. And Alden going into 8-2, getting past the stairs, which is pretty hard. JT waiting a little bit at the block there, so he didn't get a 196, which would have cost 6 fireworks. And getting 6 fireworks loses about 3 seconds. So he waited to get a 195. And Alden just cruising along through 8-2 and finishing pretty fast. JT grabbing the mushroom in the middle of 8-2. Very safe strat if sorry. Safe strat for 8-3 here if he needs the bros, and he's also going for the bullet bill glitch, and he does not get it, unfortunately. And with 8-3 also with fire is also really nice, because as you can see, Alden can just shoot down the bros and not really worry about them. So, JT also cruising his way through 8-3 as Alden is making his way into 8-4. And jtknott is now entering 8-4 as well. Looks like Alden will be going for the wall jump here, and he does get it. And Alden getting hit in the turnaround room by a troll cheat sheet as jtknott is finishing with the first room. JT might be going for a wall jump as well. He hits the pixel, but he does not get the glitch. And Alden speedruns finishing with a 509, and JT is still cruising along through the water section. Now you might notice that Big Mario's head can just go through things. That's when you duck in the water, the game still thinks that you are like you are still in the small Mario hitbox because you're like in the middle of the ground. So the game is like confused. So even though it looks like you have a big hitbox, it's really you still have the small hitbox. And both runners have gone to World 4 to prove that both of them are not using either tool-assisted speedruns or anything else of that nature. So it is now 1-0 with Alden speedruns being one game up. And both runners just having fun in 4-1. And we'll probably be getting ready here in a few seconds for the next race. So we're just gonna wait here until the runners say they are ready. And it looks like both runners have readied up, I believe. And Alden going to duck hunt for some reason in World Class Track Meet. And we are beginning the countdown. And they should be getting going here in just a second. And they are off. So we will likely be seeing the same strats. Oh no, looks like we may have gotten Alden stream recrop so I can see the time a little bit better. And they are both finishing the level with a 370. So they are on the same frame rule, which is 21 frames. Or maybe... yeah, I think they should be. So it looks like they'll probably be doing the same kind of strats. Both players nailing the Koopa jump right there. Alden missing the second pipe jump while JT does hit it, and it looks like Alden will be going for the same mushroom strat. Missing the double jump, where if you release A and then you repress A as Mario grabs a power-up, then you do a double jump. Alden grabbing Fire Mario in 4-1 as JT just cruises along, doing the normal strats. And it's pretty easy. You just gotta jump at the right time for 2 jumps, which I'm pretty sure have like 12 frame gaps. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it's around that nature, or around that time. JT heading into 4-2. Both players heading into 4-2. And it looks like we'll be saying this same 4-2 strat from jtknott, getting a 374 on the timer instead of 373 last time. Alden also getting a 374 on the timer. So these will be essentially the same speed of 4-2 at least. And since last race, JT died at the pipe jumps, and it looks like he will be returning to that strat. Nailing the second pipe jump this time after missing it in the first round. And Alden still has his fire, so that'll be smooth sailing. JT making it past all the first 3 pipe jumps. And there's only one more hard jump to do. And it looks like he does take it a little bit safe, but that's okay. As JT finishes 8-1 and not far behind, Alden is about to. Sorry. So, looks like JT will just be cruising along and Alden not far behind. JT taking a little bit of a slow jump over the plant, but still manages to get through with a 342. And Alden also finishing with a 342 on the timer. So we are very close. This is a very close race heading into 8-3 with JT just having the slightest of leads. But we will see what the bros happen to do. JT may know what the bros are doing, because it seemed like he knew that that was a double kill. I can't say for sure. Looks like he manages to get through 8-3 with no issues at all. And Alden also not having any complications, since 8-3 is still pretty easy with fire. And both players are heading into 8-4 with only about I'd say 5 or maybe a little more difference. So it looks like JT will be going for the wall jump, and he does manage to get it. And we will most likely see Alden also going for a wall jump. And he also gets it. JT getting on the perfect pixel turnaround. So that's fast. Alden finishing turnaround room as well. This is very close. And JT going into the final room. JT finishing with a sub 5-minute time. That's a phenomenal race time. And Alden finishes with a 5:08. So very nice race time by JT there, putting the score at 1-1. So we can already see that these runs are probably gonna heat up very soon. Looks like JT might be going for 7-1 BBG, and he doesn't get it. He's probably just going for it for fun until we are getting ready for next race. JT just cruising along in 7-2 here, you know? Just dodging the fish. Mario needs to eat some calamari tonight. Oh, and he dies to the cheap cheap, never mind. So actually the fish or Mario didn't end up getting calamari. The fish ended up getting Mario. But I mean, Mario's probably still healthy. Like, have you seen the way he works those legs? Like, he probably has some nice beef in there. I don't know what I'm saying at this point. I'm just being dumb. Alright, looks like both runners are readying up here in a second. We'll be getting on to to race 3 of this best of 9 round. It looks like both runners are ready now. So and it looks like they are counting down for them to start now, so we will see the next round start any second. Looks like they are off. On to round 3. So it looks like, so it seems like both runners have probably got a more smooth idea of what's going on. They're probably getting into the groove. Alden getting a 379 underground, but saving it with the flagpole glitch. So he will be essentially tied with JT. Essentially. It looks like he's a frame a little ahead, but I think it's just the timer desync. And it looks like both runners are just... We will most likely see Alden. Both runners nailing the pipe jumps. And Alden's going for the mushroom again. And he manages to make it up. As JT heads into 4-1 and not far behind we have Alden, who will most likely be getting the fire here. Yep. So like usual, 4-1, the easiest level. We should thank the developers for making it super easy to get past 4-1. So if we can just like get a moment of silence for them. And both runners have finished with 4-1. And JT is now heading into 4-2. And now Alden is. Looks like JT might be going for normal 3-bump, but he doesn't turn around, so he will need to take a little bit of a detour here and slow down. Getting a 373 on the timer, and Alden finishing with a 374. So Alden will be gaining a tiny bit of time back. It looks like JT may have accidentally stopped his timer. He's probably too used to splitting. Looks like JT will still be going for pipe jumps, and he misses the second pipe jump. No. So that will put Alden in the lead slightly here. And we'll see if JT continues to go for pipe jumps or if it looks like he will be taking them safe this time. Probably a good idea. Alden just cruising along with Fire Mario, which again makes 8-1 a heck of a lot easier. And he finishes with the optimal 200 on the timer. And JT not that far behind, about to finish 8-1 as well. And he finishes with a 197 on the timer, so That is a very... 197 is very good if you don't do pipe jumps. And Alden cruising along through 8-2. Bonking on the pipe to make those Koopas a little bit easier, I'm pretty sure. Because those Koopas have some patterns that can definitely make it scary. Alden heading into 8-3 now with fire, so that's looks like JT got a bullet bill shot here, and he gets the bullet bill glitch. I'm not sure if it was fast enough to get a, or wait, no, he waited at the pipe, so it's definitely Alden getting hit by a bro because he had tried to kill it, but it threw a hammer at like the exact same time, so he got hit by that hammer. But still manages to finish with 8-3, and he is now heading into 8-4 as Small Mario. And JT heading into 8-4, not that far behind, only like 15 seconds behind, so I'm sure JT is probably hoping that something happens to Alden, like a death or something. Alden getting wall jump as JT is making his way through the first room. Alden having a little bit of a hiccup on the pipe, but that's okay. JT missing the frame perfect jump, so he bonked on a pipe, but didn't get wall jump, and he also went for fast excel there, which is kind of funny. And it looks like Alden has finished with a 508 as JT is still going through the water section. So it is now 2-1 with Alden up one race. But let's see what time JT finishes with. He finishes with a 5:24, barely managing to squeeze right under Bowser. So 2-1 so far. A little bit of second quest confusion, but this still proves that both runners aren't using any cheating material. So we will be heading into match 4 shortly, once both runners have been readied up. Sorry. It looks like both runners have readied up, so we will be counting down for match 4 shortly. And it looks like we have now been given the countdown, so we are just waiting for them to take off. It's the final countdown. And they are off. Looks like JT will be going for fire strats through 1-1 this round. So a little bit of a route change. So we might see both players going for fire strats right now, but each one having a little bit of a different route. Where JT will be getting mushroom in, I believe, 1-1 and 1-2. Where Alden is getting fire in 1-2 and 4-1. So a little bit of variation, but I'm not sure exactly which route would save more time. But both of them end up with fire. So, yep, JT did grab the fire in 1-2 as Alden is cruising his way and looks like he will be going for this mushroom here. And he is going into World 4. It looks like he will be grabbing fire here. So it looks like Alden's route may save or I can't tell. Their timers aren't perfectly synced. They're probably about the same time. I could tell by the end of this level. But yeah, with fire, still makes 4-1, it just makes it that much easier. It somehow makes it easy to easier. It looks like JT might be slightly behind of Alden, like, based on watching their timers, but, like, not, like... Yeah, I don't know. It looks like JT will be going for some other method other than the, slide method, and Alden messing up a little. I'm not sure what he'll want to do. He probably will want to die so he could start over. That is very unfortunate that he accidentally bonked. So he will definitely need to restart 4-2 as JT is making his way through 4- or why did I say 4? I was too focused on someone else. He will be making his way through 8-1. And because he has fire, he won't need to worry about dying to any pipe jumps like we've seen before. And Alden now into 8-1, and we'll see if he goes for any pipe jumps or what he's... It looks like he is going to go for pipe jumps. And both of these runners, again, they both have a 457, so they're both very, competent any percent runners. So they definitely know their way around pipe jumps. And JT heading into 8-2. And still not far behind, Alden. Looks like he's going to... It looks like he got the perfect 8-1 frame roll, so... Very knowledgeable. In any percent strats. Looks like JT might be waiting here to get a bullet. To go for the bullet bill glitch, and he gets the bullet bill flagpole glitch where you hit the bullet bill 1 frame early. So you don't get full FPG, which is what the bullet bill glitch is, but you get half FPG. And Alden cruising his way through 8-2, finishing with a 342. And JT in 8-3 here. He almost got hit by a hammer, but luckily he jumped a little bit higher. So, and a bro jumping, but just barely short enough so that he couldn't get under it and takes damage as he heads into 8-4. And Alden's still not that far behind. If a troll cheap or something else catches JT off guard, then it could definitely be a very close race. JT going for wall jump. Sadly, he misses it, and Alden is now into 8-4. And JT does get a troll cheat, but it only slows him down a little bit. Alden also going for a wall jump, and it looks like he misses it as well. As JT is finishing up here with the water room. JT not getting any troll potaboo, and it looks like he will finish with a 515. So it is now 2-2 against Alden and JT. And Alden finishing up 8-4, the water room. And it looks like he dies to Bowser. So it looks like he's gonna keep going. And JT is in 4-1 in second quest to prove that he was not using any tool-assisted speedruns or anything. Alden going for wall jump again, but still missing it. JT going for a flagpole glitch, but he misses it as well. Alden making his way back through the 4th room of 8-4. And he will be entering the last room again, hoping that he probably gets a better Bowser pattern. Yep, and he gets a forward Bowser, finishing with a 623. So once we have these runners ready again, we will start them up for game 5 of this best of 9. And it looks like both players have readied up. So we will most likely see the race starting here shortly. And it looks like we have the countdown. So they'll be getting started here in just a few seconds. And it looks like they are off. Looks like JT will be going for fire again. Definitely served him better over the small Mario strats he did, other than that sub 5 time he had. And Alden finishing with a 370, and JT finishing with a 370 or 375. You can't do that. 365. But he does have a mushroom, so it is a little bit. So we will also most likely see a power-up grab from both of the runners in 1-2. JT is grabbing the fire mushroom. Alden nailing the pipe jumps. And JT getting past him as well. And Alden grabs the mushroom. Where we will likely see him grab, I can't speak. Or we will likely see him grab, yep, the fire flower in 4-1. So, you know, like we've done before, you just gotta give a shout out to Miyamoto for making this level so easy. Both players finishing, Alden finishing with a 338 because he had to grab the mushroom, and then JT finishing with a 340 because he did not. I don't know what happened with the gameplay. We may have just cloned JT's. I don't know. But JT making his way through 4-2, getting a 371 on the timer, and cruises through the warp zone, and finishes the level off with a 350. And I'm not sure exactly what happened with Alden's stream, but it looks like he may have failed the wrong warp, so he needs to game over now, because it spawns him here, so he can't get to the... So he can't get to 8-1 from there, so he needs to reset completely and start over from World 4. As JT is just kind of cruising along, making his own way through 8-1. Really easy with fire, can just kill everything in his path. Because, you know, don't save the animals. No, I'm just kidding. That's not a good message. Alden going for flagpole glitch, and he does get it, so that's swag. Pop Twin best speedrunners in the world, am I right? JT heading into 8-2, not getting tripped up on the stairs, which is definitely one of the hardest parts of this game, if you have Fire Mario at least. Getting past 8-2 stairs with Big Mario is really hard, because you have to stay ducked. And it looks like Alden does successfully get the wrong warp this time, finishing with a 375 on the timer, and leaving the level completely with a 354. So JT heading into 8-3. As we saw from last race, he kind of got tripped up by one of the bros because it was jumping and it like landed on his head, and not a fun experience. It looks like all the bros were kind enough. Also Alden cruising through 8-1. Looks like he's doing any percent strat still. Takes a little bit of a bonk on the Koopa and slows down, but still finishes with a 198. As jtknott is making his way through 8-4, finishing the first room, bonking a little bit on the pipe because he hit the ceiling. Looks like he goes for wall jump, and he does end up getting it. Gets past the turnaround room. Alden still making his way through. 8-2 here. And it looks like he will finish up with a 341. And it looks like JT will be finishing 8-4 shortly. And he finishes with a 507. So GG to JT for making this a 2-3. As Alden makes his way through 8-3. We will see what the bros happen to do for him. And it looks like that he did get a troll third bro and dies to the hammer. Sorry. Takes a little bit of a hiccup, but that's okay because you kind of have to slow down at the end anyway. Alden getting another troll third bro, so that third bro just does not like this. Just does not feel like letting Alden win today. He is still on pace for a sub 7 though, so. Oh, and he just barely shorts the pit and takes another death, so there is rip sub 7. We can still sub 8. We can still sub 8. And JT just kind of having fun in 6-3 as we wait here. Alden taking a little bit of a bonk on the pipe. And kind of has like a really strange room, but he still manages to get the wall jump and almost shorts the turnaround, but he does scroll it to the perfect pixel, so that is good. Making his way through the water section here as JT's going into 6-4. And it looks like Alden takes another death, so that is a game over, so I think we will probably be reset. Unless he wants to keep going. It looks like, yeah, it looks like we will be going on to the, it looks like we will be going on to the next race here. Onto the 6th race of this best of 9. Oh my gosh. And looks like the runners have readied up. So people will be getting ready here in just a second. It looks like we are getting the countdown, so they'll begin in just a few moments. Looks like they are off. JT's still going for fire. I think both of the runners have found kind of like the groove and where they fit into the where they, you know, feel the safest and also play the fastest. Alden may have been going for flagpole glitch there, but I'm not sure if he messed it up or what happened there. And both runners are heading into 1-2, where we will likely see Alden grab the mushroom at the very end, and JT is indeed grabbing the fire right here. Alden nailing the pipe jumps. And JT kind of doing a pipe jump, almost does another pipe jump. Oh, Alden forgoing the mushroom at the end of 1-2 this time. Maybe he feels he doesn't need it. Maybe it's only holding him back. So now both runners are just going to casually finish 4-1. But you know, that's okay, because it makes 4-1 a lot easier. Alden going for a flagpole glitch, and he does get it this time. So he will gain a frame rule over JT this time. And they both are heading into 4-2. And we might see Alden. It looks like he will be going for a normal 3-bump method. Oh, but he accidentally hits the 2 Goombas instead of the other ones. So he will be a little bit slower. JT finishing with a 3. Well, he will finish with a 351. And Alden, I think, finishing with a 351 as well. I couldn't quite catch it. So both runners now in World 8, and JT has fire, and Alden doesn't. Looks like Alden will be going for any % pipe jump strategies, which are definitely the fastest, but they're obviously the most difficult, since pipe jumps are difficult. Yeah, both players just cruising along here. JT, of course, it's a little bit easier since he can shoot the piranhas or the pipe snake, however you feel. And both players finishing with the optimal 200. Looks like Alden will be making his way through 8-2, as will JT. They are still very close, only about, I'd say, 5 seconds apart, maybe a little more. Oh, and Alden getting a bad Koopa, I couldn't think of what it was, right before the big pit and takes a death. And JT finishes up 8-2. So that's very unfortunate for Alden. And Alden is still just cruising through 8-2, finishing with a 342. JT getting a little bit of a troll bill, and he takes damage, so and it looks like he has taken a death through the second set of bros, so that puts Alden back in the lead now, as they both make their way through 8-3. And we'll see how the bros treat Alden this time. As we saw last race, the third bro was not very kind. And it looks like even in this race, the third bro still tried to trick him up, but he managed to avoid it, which is very nice execution. Alden getting 3 fireworks, which will lose about a second or so. And both of our runners are now heading into 8-4. So it could be... So this could come down to Bowser, wall jump, or any of these other factors in 8-4. Alden missing the jump, so he takes a little bit of a bonk on the pipe. Same with JT. Both runners taking a bonk on the pipe. However, JT does manage to get the wall jump still. And JT kind of has a hiccup when he's doing the wrong warp, so he goes to the normal pipe that you would take. Which, I mean, if you see a troll cheat there and manage to expect it, then I guess that's your best bet. And Alden about to finish here. And he finishes with a 523. So we are now 3-3. And jtknott05 finishes with a 531. So it is now 3-3 as we head into round 7. Yeah, 7 of this best of 9. Both runners heading to World 2, so we can verify that they are not using any tool-assisted speedruns or anything of that sort of nature. So it looks like both runners will be readying up here shortly to start round 7. Round 7 always has a turning point. Hopefully this doesn't disappoint. It looks like both players have readied up. So we will be seeing them start here in just a second. And it looks like we are counting them down now. So we'll see them start any second. And they are off. JT foregoing fire strats this round. So switching it up a little bit. Alden bonking on the ledge a little bit, so he finishes the underground section with a 360 or 378, but he managed to get flagpole glitch, and so that he will save another frame rule, I think. I'm not 100% sure. So he doesn't lose as much time as if he just did the normal strat. Looks like both runners foregoing the first mushroom in the level. JT taking a little bit of a strat and not doing pipe jumps or the Koopa Goomba jump. Definitely a safe strat. Alden also foregoing the mushroom that he's been getting in the first 5 races. And both runners are into 4-1. The funnest level in the game. JT getting all the swag coins, because, you know, that's fun. Oh, and he kind of had a little bit of a bomb on the stairs. jtknott did, so he will be... That'll lose a little bit of time. And both I can't say stuff. Racers are into 4-2. Both doing the 3-bump method. JT missing the elevator bump, so he will lose a little bit of time. Still not horrible. Finishes with a 373. And Alden finishes with a 375. So he will be pulling a little bit more ahead through the race. So let's see what strats they use. Looks like Alden will still be going for pipe jumps, while JT takes it a little bit safer and doesn't take pipe jumps. Also, he goes on top of the platform. Alden's still cruising along here. Very well into his any percent strategies right now. Taking a little bit of a bonk on the last pipe, but still finishing with a 198, and JT finishing with a 195. So it'll just be slowly pulling ahead here. They're still only about, I'd say, 7 seconds apart, maybe a little less, as both players are now in 8-2. Maybe a little less than 7, but looks like JT will be going for the mushroom and then immediately loses, which is a very common thing that happens, and then dies to the plant in the middle of the level. No, that's not good. So we will need to start, and then dying to the Koopa right on the stairs, and Alden heading into 8-3. JT managing to get past the stairs. Alden has to do a double kill, which is relatively smooth. Relatively smooth on the eyes, at least. And then Alden dying to the second bro, I think that was. So he will need to start over. Oh, and then he dies to a troll bullet. So, and also JT got bullet bill glitch, which is very nice. So both players have 1 life as they are in 8-3. So this could very well be, and Alden has to take in 2 double kills. Oh, and Alden just barely manages to take it through all those. Taking all the bros in, doesn't die as he heads in 4. And JT only about, I'd say, 7 seconds still behind as he heads into 8-4 as well. So it looks like JT will finish, or JT enters 8-4 at about the same time that Alden leaves the first room. Alden missing wall jump. Getting the wrong warp. JT also missing wall jump, as Alden is making his way through the 4th room of 8-4. JT also gets the wrong warp and will be making his way through the water section. And Alden finishes with a 538. JT finishing with a 545. So Alden has won this race, now putting the score at 4-3. So this is like game point or something. I'm not exactly sure what you say. Where if Alden just wins this next race, then he will win the whole match. We've definitely seen some very close races, and we will be getting ready for game 8 of this best of 9. Let's get some hype in the chat. Be like, round 9, round 9. That would be cool. So it looks like both runners will just be the second. Probably use the restroom or get water or something. So we'll just kind of watch the timer wait out. see Mario and his infinite breathing abilities. Like, see, he obviously is breathing out because there's bubbles forming. So, like, what are the size of his lungs? He obviously needs some very big lungs, so we need to calculate the size of Mario and then figure out the size of his lungs to be able to hold that much air. Looks like JT is back. So he's waited about, you know, I'm pretty sure 1 Mario in-game second is about 1/3 of a real second. So far he's waited like 30 seconds so far. So, well, that's actually not that long. 30 seconds isn't that long. Oh, we don't get to see how long Mario can last under the water. Instead, we'll just have to listen to world-class track meet. Come on, go purple guy. Go purple guy. You got this, purple guy. Come on. Come on, purple guy. You got this. Run. And, oh, purple guy's pulling ahead. Oh, he's doing it. He's doing it. He won. The purple guy won. Yes. And we'll also get to see some duck hunt speedruns from JT. Oh, here we go, long jump. He's gonna like go like 50 yards, watch. 50 yards. See, I told you 50 yards. Oh wait, that's a little bit less than 50 yards. My bad. No. Oh, come on. You got this. Just hit the birds. Oh, the stupid dog laughing at you. Oh. Alright, go purple guy. You got this. Come on, purple guy. Come on. No. You're... Oh, wait, no. I can't tell. Oh, yeah. It looks like... Yes, purple guy's gonna win again. Dude, purple guy is a legend. Guys, let's get a GG for purple guy in the chat. And we're just waiting for Alden. I think he's using the restroom. Oh, he is back. So we will now be getting ready here shortly. And it looks like we are counting down. We will see round 8 of this best of 9 tourney take place here in just a second. And it looks like they are off. Looks like JT will now be going for fire strat, so still a little indecisive on what strats to do, but sometimes happens in a race. Alden missing FPG. So we will most likely see JT going for fire, and he does indeed go for fire. Alden going for a pipe jump, and he misses the second, but it should be okay. And he's going through until 4-1. So unlike every other race, 4-1 changed. No, I'm just kidding. 4-1 doesn't change. But that's a good thing. Imagine if, like, 4-1 had some RNG element to it. It'd be a fun fest. Alden going for FPG, but sadly misses it. And both runners are finished with 4-1, and we will be heading into the crucialest stage in the game, the Gatekeeper to World 8. There's probably a lot of other names. Alden finishing with a 375 on the timer, and JT finishing with a 361 on the time, or 371, sorry, on the timer. And both runners are heading into World 8. Now, based on Alden's previous runs, I think we might, looks like we will be seeing some pipe jump action. And JT just cruising along, making sure that he's killing all these piranhas. I couldn't think of what to say. To make sure he doesn't get hit or anything. Definitely makes the level a lot easier. And looks like Alden is going to finish with the optimal 200 frame rule. And I think JT will as well. So now both runners are heading into 8-2. Still extremely close. JT managing to get past the stairs without any hiccup. Alden taking the pipe jump a little fast. And he gets a bullet bill shot. Let's see if he gets the glitch. It looks like he does not, but he also gets 6 fireworks, so that may put him just a tad behind. Because he needs to count 6 fireworks, and that wastes just a tad bit of time. So he is still slightly ahead, but that definitely cut his lead down significantly from about 4 seconds down to about 1.5 seconds or so. But he is still managing to get through all these bros. Oh, and the third bro, like we've seen before, just barely manages to outsmart him, and he does take a death. And JT is now heading into 8-4. As Alden is finishing up with 8-3 here. JT finishing with the third room, or the first room. I don't know why I said third. Getting the wall jump for JT and the wrong warp. As Alden heads into 8-4. So, if you didn't hear my explanation before, the reason why Mario's head, like, he can go through stuff, Alden getting wall jump, is like, when you duck, the game still thinks you're in a ducking state. JT finishing with a 507, so congratulations. We will now be heading on to round 9, 4-4. So, this round is for all the cantaloupe seeds. And Alden finishing with a 513. So this next round is the one that decides it. Whoever decides it abides it. I don't think that makes sense. I don't know what I really just said, but... So we will likely be getting ready here in just a second for the last race, round 9. It looks like Alden is ready. So we are just waiting for JT to be ready. Boom, 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 boom. Sounds like JT wants to finish the game in second quest. Gets the wall jump. Looks like Alden is just gonna go for some wall jumps. Oh, finishes underground with a 300, nearly perfect. And he then gets flagpole glitch, you know, just for the lols. Alright, and it looks like JT has died. So he will probably be readying up, and it looks like he has readied up. And we'll be getting on with the countdown and the starting of the final race, and it looks like they are counting down now. So this is the final countdown at the fun that they are doing. And now they're off. It is an intense race. We will see what the prophecy is for these runners. Looks like JT will be going for Fire Mario strat. And I think we may see Alden going for regular strats, getting the flagpole glitch. So Alden is definitely in his control about getting flagpole glitch, which is pretty good skill to have, I'd say. And it looks like JT did in fact get fired. Alden screwing up a little on the pipe jumps. Same with JT. He may have bonked on purpose. I'm not 100% sure. And Alden now in 4-1. And JT is now in 4-1. So let's just reflect. We've seen, this is our 9th race, and nothing changed about 4-1. And we can either appreciate that or not. And Alden going for flagpole glitch again, and he does get it. So he is definitely... So if you need help with flagpole glitch, just ask him. And JT heading into 4-2 as Alden hits the second bump. and finishes with a 375 on the timer. I'm not sure if JT wanted to do the slide strat, but he didn't manage to slide, finishing with a 371, which means that he will finish the level with a 350, and Alden finished with a 354. And it looks like Alden will still be going for pipe jumps. Oh, and he misses the second pipe jump, putting JT in the lead. So now JT is in the lead. Alden hits the second pipe jump this time. And JT is just still cruising along here. Alden managing to get through all pipe jumps this time. And JT finishing with the optimal 200. And Alden also finishing with the optimal 200, I'm pretty sure. Yep, it looks like he did. Can check though, if I want to be extra sure. Yep, he did. Not much to say about 8-2. JT didn't lose fire on the stairs, which is again one of the hard parts of the level. Not getting tripped up by any of the cheeps. And then Alden, oh no, dying to the Koopa right before the pit, giving JT just a slight bit more of a lead as JT heads into 8-3. No troll bills. Almost dies to the hammer, but manages to barely dodge it. And then Alden dying to the, oh no, dying to the final coop in 8-2. The pressure has probably gotten to him, so he needs to start over back at 8-1. So Alden is just gonna cruise here through 8-1 as JT makes his way on through the first room of 8-4. Oh, and it looks like Alden may have given up. JT getting the wall jump. And then gets the wrong warp, scrolling to the perfect pixel. And JT takes damage in the water. And we will be finishing shortly, and he finishes 5-13 and beats Alden barely with a 4-5 or a 5-4, 4-5.